Indiana House Republicans' new budget proposal would have major impacts on public schools across the Hoosier State. K-12 funding sees a modest increase, but the big change would remove the remaining income limit for school choice vouchers. We're now joined by Kathy Fuentes-Rohr and Gail Cosby from the Indiana Coalition for Public Education. Thank you both for being here. Kathy, I'll start with you. You've spoken out against expanding Indiana school choice vouchers. Why is that?
Well, we feel that public schools are the constitutional duty of the Indiana State Legislature to provide for our kids. Public schools' mission is to welcome all children, and it's where we come together. It's essential for our communities. It's the heart of our communities. And we are deeply concerned about the money that goes to privatization that is siphoned away through vouchers, where they don't have to accept the same children. They get to pick and choose who comes through their doors, and there are no guardrails on that funding. So we don't even know as taxpayers what's happening to the budgets, to the funds that go that way.
Well, Gail, has the ship already sailed on this? Has the Republican supermajority, with the governor's support, essentially made school choice a settled issue now?
Well, not quite. We know there are about 5 more days before we're finalizing up session. We are hearing that certain bills are not going to pass through, but as you know, sometimes even though a bill doesn't pass, some of the language is retained. So it's important for our communities who support public education to remain vigilant in watching the language of those bills and making sure that they have indeed passed.
Well, this Monday, your group will head to the State House to speak with lawmakers about the importance of public schools. What's the priority this session, Kathy?
The priority for us is to fully fund public schools before they go ahead and do this kind of siphoning away to the private schools. We have kids in our public schools that come from all walks of life, that are some of the most vulnerable kids. And if they expand vouchers and lift the cap on those, they are basically creating an entitlement program for the wealthy to pay for their tuition for private school that are, that people can already afford. This is to the highest segment of the population to pay for private schools. So we don't think that that should come at a cost to the most vulnerable kids and to all kids in our communities.
Well, Gail, what do you feel like is the current attitude in the State House when it comes to public education?
I feel like we're at a point where we understand that we need more funding in general, and especially if we're being asked to share. To be asked to share a very limited pot of funds is detrimental to all schools. There's not enough money to adequately fund the schools we have now, and so the message needs to be that all schools deserve to be funded well.
Okay, and finally, if people want to join in on Monday, what do they need to know? What time is it, and what can they expect?
Well, we have a great lineup of speakers at 2 o'clock on Monday. It's President's Day, so some people have the day off of school, but we would really love to see the community come and show their support. We have parents there that are going to be putting together a faux bake sale to demonstrate that there is no bake sale amount of money that we can have that can give us back the money that's been about $5 billion that's been funded away to privatization since 2011. So we'll have about 200 cookies from local culinary students in public schools that will be there for folks who want to come. And if you have the faux sales price on those cookies are $25 million each.
All right, Kathy Fuentes-Rohr and Gail Cosby from the Indiana Coalition for Public Education, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.